On April 27, 2026, the Australian government stunned international defence observers by committing 750 million Australian dollars to purchase 268 next-generation Bushmaster protected mobility vehicles. At a time when multi-million-dollar main battle tanks are proven highly vulnerable to $500 first-person view, drones this enormous injection of capital into a wheeled troop carrier platform has left many scratching their heads. Critics wonder why Canberra is prioritizing unspent millions on an infantry vehicle blueprint originally drafted over 2 decades ago, when the modern battlefield appears entirely hostile to light armor. On paper, traditional military units risk being rendered defenseless and exposed without heavy mechanized support, leading global defense analysts to argue that this investment could be an expensive misstep. However, with Australia scaling back its tracked infantry fighting vehicles under the new National Defence Strategy planners, find themselves facing a brutal operational reality. Are these wheeled platforms a step backward into vulnerability, or do they represent the only tactical salvation for an army shifting toward rapid island warfare? Before we go on, which asset do you believe is more critical for a modern medium-sized military power, a heavily armored tank fleet, or a highly agile mobile vehicle squadron like the Bushmaster? Drop your thoughts below, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss our deep dives into regional defense strategy. And tell me where you're watching from. To understand this massive financial pivot, one must examine the shifting priorities inside the Australian Department of Defence. Under the newly ratified National Defence Strategy for 2026, the government expanded its military budget to a historic $62.6 billion Australian dollars, representing 2.02% of gross domestic product. However, this vast sum masks a severe recruitment and retention crisis, as the Australian Defence Force remains short of over 5,000 active personnel. Leading global defense analysts argue that maintaining a traditional heavy mechanized army is becoming unsustainable because these massive iron regiments require extensive logistics chains that the current force cannot staff. On paper, their only tactical salvation would be to abandon the concept of continental land defense and prepare for rapid island deployment across the sprawling archipelagos of the Indo-Pacific. This staffing crisis, combined with physical transport limits, exposed the vulnerability of Australia heavy armor doctrine. The 70-ton M1A2 SEP-3 Abrams main battle tank offers unmatched protection, but a single Royal Australian Air Force C-17, a Bushmaster transport aircraft, can only carry 1 tank per flight. Furthermore, the massive 42-ton S-21 Redback infantry fighting vehicle is far too heavy for continuous agile littoral maneuvers over delicate coral roads and muddy tropical beaches. Recognizing these physical limits, military planners slashed the landmark Land 400 Phase 3 project, cutting the planned procurement of as 21 Redback vehicles from 450 units down to just 129. Older variants of the legacy Bushmaster fleet also exhibited severe tactical vulnerabilities on modern battlefields because their large glass viewing ports and flat roof panels left infantry exposed to fragmentation from precision artillery and top attack munitions. These physical and economic pressures forced Canberra into a profound strategic trade-off, sacrificing heavy tracked assault power to fund a lighter, highly deployable mobile vanguard. The answer to this tactical compromise lies within the radical engineering of the next-generation Bushmaster variant slated for assembly in 2027. This substantial procurement budget does not buy a simple repetition of older equipment, but rather funds a highly digitalized multi-role warfare platform. Thales Australia redesigned the vehicle hull to maximize structural survival against evolving symmetric combat hazards. The signature monolithic V-shaped underbelly satisfies military protection rules exceeding STANAG 4569 Level 3, successfully deflecting up to 8 kilograms of trinitrotoluene explosive blast energy away from the crew compartment. Crucially, the fragile ballistic glass viewing blocks that rendered early units vulnerable are completely eliminated, replaced by specialized composite armor plates. To answer the omnipresent threat of airborne first-person view drones, this modern vehicle incorporates an open systems computing architecture, integrating advanced radio frequency sensors. These automated systems detect hostile drone guidance signals from hundreds of meters away, initiating directional electronic warfare countermeasures to neutralize the threat before impact. Furthermore, the upgrade expands the maximum vehicle payload above 4,000 kilograms, allowing the roof structure to hold heavy weapon stations like a 30mm automatic cannon. This payload expansion supports the landmark Land 8113 project, where the vehicle serves as a mobile launching pad for Kongsberg naval strike missiles under the Strike Master program. Beyond immediate technical superiorities, this procurement achieves urgent diplomatic and economic stability. By signing this agreement, Australia stabilized an emergency equipment trade with European allies. Canberra transferred several ready units from existing military stockpiles directly to the Netherlands to meet immediate NATO operational mandates, while Thales guaranteed to build replacement next-generation platforms for Australia at zero supplementary cost. Financially, this long-term contract secures the sovereign industrial base at the Bendigo production facility in Victoria, sustaining 290 advanced engineering jobs for the next 7 years. Ultimately, this massive financial commitment exposes a profound ideological struggle dividing global defense planners. On one side stands the traditional Western doctrine favoring heavy armor like the 70-ton Abrams main battle tank or 42-ton tracked infantry vehicles, prioritizing absolute protection and massive frontline firepower despite intense shipping friction. On the other side is the pragmatic medium force approach, exemplified by the Australian Army in 2026, which elevates supreme wheeled agility, rapid airlift potential, and active electronic counter-drone defense above dense physical metal plates. By prioritizing these advanced mobile platforms, Canberra is signaling that, in the vast archipelagos of the Indo-Pacific, the ultimate survivability factor is not the thickness of your steel, but the speed at which you can deploy and integrate into a distributed digital network. This choice represents a deliberate pivot away from high-intensity continental warfare toward a flexible island defense matrix optimized for the physical constraints of a maritime region. The ultimate lesson of the Australian procurement strategy is that modern military power is no longer measured by the sheer weight of a mechanized regiment, but by the adaptability of its production pipelines and its integration of electronic warfare. Canberra has successfully leveraged an established vehicle lineage to preserve its domestic manufacturing sovereign capability, while creating an adaptable platform capable of launching anti-ship missiles and neutralizing unmanned aerial vehicles. It proves that clever software integration and modular design can breathe new life into a 20-year-old blueprint, making it a central pillar of maritime deterrence. If your military was facing a critical security challenge in a highly fragmented island theater, would you allocate funds to heavy armored vehicles or a high-speed wheeled fleet equipped with electronic warfare systems? Share your strategic assessment in the comments sections below.